All right. So thanks for coming to my channel here. Got my latest and greatest version of my OBD2 interface software, whammy jammy stuff. So what do we do here? We added some features. We added some wood grain background. We added some color changes, and rounded out some of our tabs. And here's a pretty cool thing that we added, and it's cool, but it's really useful. A little LED kind of light thing here. Blue means I'm communicating. Green means I'm hooked up. Now basically what I got here is I'm inside. I'm not at any vehicle, so I don't have any vehicles connected. But the green indicates that the dongle and the software are one, that they're actually working together, and that it was able to initialize. If you look at the details tab, right, if I disconnect and I connect, right, so the blue, it's still sort of waiting for a response on the protocols, and then it goes green. So when it's green, it's basically saying I'm connected. But of course, if I try to connect to a car, right, and I say right, I already click start, all right, it timed out. It's not plugged into the car. So, and then the red will indicate that there's a problem. But if this LED is on at all, that means that it was able to that it was able to connect to your COM port, actually. I'll give you an example. If I go to COM4, which there is no dongle on, my computer has 2 COM ports. COM4 has nothing on it. There's nothing, right? If I try to connect, it will scan, and it will come up empty. It will not find anything out there, and it will never sort of settle into a nice green color for us. It will just never. So this is just a cue for the user to sort of just a sanity check. Is this timed out? Okay, let me disconnect. So I know my dongle is on COM3. I connect, and let's see. Looks like it got there. Looks like we got, I don't let you change tabs in the middle of stuff. Okay, so I just accidentally clicked on my acceleration tab. This is the new tab that I've added. Purpose of this is a completely, as opposed to sort of backgrounds and colors and buttons and lights and things, this is actually a different feature that I didn't have before. It's not a bi-directional, quote-unquote, type of feature, but it is a pretty cool feature where you can sort of measure your speed from 0 to 60 or whatever. Actually, you could measure from 20 to 40 if that's what, if you're driving along, you have a timer here. It'll kick on when you hit your from speed, and it will stop when you hit your to speed. Really simple. It's better than having somebody there with a stopwatch. You get your buddy to sit there on your passenger side with this software, and then you go ahead and you do your thing, man. Now, let me roll in some video here. Now, what you'll see here is this is me hitting the start button, and when you hit start, it doesn't start the timer. What it does is it starts monitoring your car for when to start the timer. And there's 2 things that it'll start the timer for. One will be it'll start the timer for if the speed has exceeded the from speed, for one. The other condition will be if your throttle is at 50% or more. And the reason that I'm looking at the throttle is you may be at a standstill, and it may take, I don't know, it may take some amount of time for your car to actually move, and the timer should have actually already started. So rather than just measuring your speed, we're looking at your throttle position, and the moment that, in any case, that we see your throttle position at 50% or more, that timer starts. And of course, anytime the speed exceeds the from speed, it'll start. And so what we've got here is the time, the from speed is set to 10 miles an hour, and the reason I did that is so that I could roll up to a stop sign on the highway and then take my measurement because I'm over here in traffic. But here's the thing. Look, check this out. When you do this during the day, you may not be able to get up to your speed that you're, I never actually was able to get up to 60 miles an hour. It's pretty funny. And I kind of knew this, and I even kind of waited for traffic to go a little bit, but still it didn't work. And then finally I was able to find a place where I could get up to 60 miles an hour. But the reason I have it at 10 is so I could creep up to a stop sign and without triggering the time. And I figure if I keep it under 10 miles an hour, I get up to a stop sign, and then I can gun it and I get out on the highway. That'll trigger the timer to start. And so that's why I'm at 10 seconds. But you could easily start at 0, but of course, you got to be ready to just start. So you got to be on a clean straightaway or something, and I'm testing this out in traffic and stuff, so I'm trying to creep up to places where I can do this. So that's what these things are. That's why it's set to 10 miles an hour. But so there it is, man. There's my software. There's version 1.0005. Oh, somebody else told me that they had an Audi and it wouldn't work with this software. So the first thing I'd like to know is if anybody has an Audi, does this thing work with an Audi, or is it just this person's? I think it was a woman. Does this work with? Was it just her car that had a problem, or is this? I don't know. I'm sorry if you're hearing me and you're a guy. I can't remember what it was for some reason. Anyway, whatever. So this should work with any car in America. Everything here is OBD2, real standard stuff. I mean, if you look at the protocols, you'll see this is all standard stuff we're pulling back here. So it should work. Again, you have to be able to connect to your dongle. You should be able to look in your details, and again, I'm freezing the tabs while I'm connecting, right? So you should see something like this after you connect, because the fact that it continues to go through says that the one before worked, right? It was able to initialize and it was able to identify the device, right? So if this all happens and it won't, and then you hit start here and this fails, right? I'd like to know what happens, or what's really crazy, does this go green and it communicate and you get crap like junk here? Like, there's a lot of different things that can happen. So if anybody has any problems with this, I'd really appreciate hearing about it and knowing about it, the make and model and everything. Alright, so there it is. There's my software. It's free. It's at the link in the description. I should mention that more often, but it's there. It is. It's free. It's in the link in the description. Have at it. Enjoy. And alright. And I think maybe what I'll do is thinking about adding some graphs, because it would be interesting to see how the plots go as your speed is increasing towards your target, what your throttle position. What's odd with me is I notice my throttle position, it's like I'm afraid to actually floor it or something. I don't know. Okay, anyway, but you see odd things like that when you view the video, right? Alright, so have a good night, day, evening, weekend, weekday, whatever. But in any case, thanks a lot for coming. Anybody who has subscribed to my channel, I really appreciate it. I mean, it's cool. I really don't know what I'm doing. Anybody who's got a clue, tell me. So, alright, thanks a lot. See you next time.